on YouTube. You already know who this is. This is your crazy Bama black fat man, the most electrifying man in all fat man entertainment on YouTube. But anyway, this is your boy, Mr. Team Bring Mr. Team Bring coming to you once again. You know, I got my guy over there, Maurice. He's sitting there in the corner somewhere.
What up, everybody?
See, he's right there. Okay. Then we got Jacob in the room. We got Sean. We got Brandon, Mr. Coon Paradise. And then also we got Shannon. Miss Diva, you know. Do a pose. Strike a pose. See, there she go.
What is this? Hold on.
And of course we got Ro in the room as well. You know what I'm saying? We got the, you know, beer drinking, swilling, skinny motherfucker in the back and shit. Still got his Sprint phone. That's what's up. He upgraded. But anyway, of course, once again, we are coming to you once again. I hope y'all enjoyed the show last week because the last week's show, yes, I apologize. It was stupid as hell. Hopefully we won't be, you know, ghetto as fuck tonight, but you never know what happens on exactly, right. So anywho, tonight we're gonna probably we're gonna touch up a little bit about Slammiversary last night, about tonight's Raw, and of course WWE's pay-per-view that's coming up, which is No Way Out, and some interesting developments happen on Raw, so we're going to get into that. First, what did everybody think of Raw? And please, take your turns, please. Don't talk over each other tonight. Because I got a headache. I just took me some ibuprofen, 800 milligrams, so.
Was it Vicky?
Shut up.
All right, well, I'll go first.
Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead. Let's let the ladies first. Go ahead.
I know I'm on an island by myself as usual, but I liked it. It was funny.
Now, why you keep saying that you're on the island by yourself? It's because you're a female, ain't it?
You know I think differently. You know shit people don't like that I liked it. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was good. It was entertaining. The matches, I mean, they weren't half bad. I don't know. I liked it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah. I got something to say about Raw. Well, for Raw, I know...
Brother, before you go on, because I know, like, you like to pause, and then you go on, and then go on, and then go on.
Let's remember this is a show.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, brother, because this is a 1-hour show. Say what you got to say so we can move on to the next person.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you my boy, don't get me wrong. But, you know, just sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you know, got to kind of, you know, speed it up.
Moving right along.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Trey.
I'm just speaking straight to the point of Raw.
Thank you.
What I think about Raw tonight, well, I'm not going to say it was horrible or terrible. It was odd in my opinion, but some matches on the show did not impress me whatsoever, especially the Ryback squash matches, and you have Santino and Leo versus Ricardo Rodriguez and Beth Phoenix.
Trey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. It's something that you just said about Ryback. How in the fuck you not gonna like that damn match?
That was funny. Shit, that cracked the hell up. I love Ryback.
Now, how in the hell you not gonna like that clothesline from hell? That's I mean,
he took his head off.
The shit was sick as fuck. You telling me you did not like that?
JBL.
The clothesline was sick. I'll give him that, but considering that he's been put in these squash matches where he's been squashing these jobbers week after week.
But Trey, that's what squad matches is all about. It's all about crushing virgins. That's what it's about.
Yeah, but Ryback hasn't even impressed me one bit until he gets some real competition. in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, you can't have competition when you're having a squash match. They're basically just doing this just to build him up so they can get to the mid-left Carters or whatever, or mid-Carters or whatever. So of course it's not going to be a good match, but I mean, I love the brutality. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
You just find it.
No, he's just a critic, but that's cool.
Hell no, I ain't clear. I mean, I'm not gonna be saying that Ryback is bad and all, but you know, so I'm sure he's pretty good. You know, I mean, all I'm trying to say is that he really needs to be put in some real competition, maybe in the near future sometime.
Okay, understandable. All right, let's go to the next person. Anybody else?
Yes. Can I go next?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I'll go last. As far as Raw, I'm not going to say I hated it, but I was kind of neutral on it. Although I was personally glad.
Let me stop.
Oh.
Although on a personal side note, I was happy.
Continue, Brandon.
Although on a personal side note, I thought Natalya looked amazing tonight, but other than that, I was surprised about AJ kissing Kane because it's like, how crazy do you have to be to scare Kane, basically? Kane, soon you could tell Kane was leaving the ring. It's like, screw this, I'm out of here. And by the way, one more thing.
So are you basically saying that he was running away from the pussy? That's what you basically were saying?
I don't know. You can make a case either way.
Continue, Brandon.
Also, on a side note, the dude in the yin yang white tights, the one of the dudes who's facing Ryback. Anybody else thought he looked like an Asian version of the Miz almost?
Wow.
So Brandon, you're gonna be on a ribbon spree tonight, I see.
No, I won't.
Maybe you want to go back and rewind my DVR now, cause I couldn't see that shit.
I didn't see that
at all.
One more thing
about Ryback on a serious note. This is kind of the same thing that some people have said about Goldberg. Ryback seems to be quite stiff, and that may be because he looks like he really is hurting some people. So, I don't know. Do you guys think he needs to kind of tone it down with the stiffness or whatnot? Or that's my only problem with him.
Well, I'm just going to say this. After seeing that sick-ass clothesline, not on duty.
I don't know. I think the only issue with Ryback is that because he's only facing jobbers, and I know, I've heard the issue that happened down at FTW with Ricky the Dragon, but I think the issue with him in the ring on TV, because they haven't put him in the ring with a veteran like a Kane, even a Cena, a Punk, or somebody, he don't realize it. Like, he's just doing it thinking, okay, this is what I need to do. And until somebody can actually check him and say, yo, hold back, that's what he's going to keep doing until somebody shows him what
But you know what else it is, though? But you know what else it is, too? They fuck up because they got him facing these skinny motherfuckers.
Right. They too fucking small, so of course you got somebody my damn size facing somebody his size.
They look like...
Yeah. He gonna look like he ripping their damn heads off. Like...
Okay,
so basically what you're saying is they look like nothing but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle foot soldiers, correct?
Wait. Foot soldiers, now
I'm trying to figure out, like, is there any kind of word to describe these jobbers?
No.
The Power Rangers.
Human skinny mutant jobbers.
Oh, Shelly, you calling them putties?
Yes, they look like the fucking Power Ranger jobbers. That's exactly what the hell they look like. I'm talking about the first Power Rangers. Them guys who was in the gray damn spandex suits, you couldn't see them.
Right. Them little gray condoms. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I got a question. Are they being disrespectful? Actually, yes, we are a little bit.
That was just a little, uncensored little quote a day or quote a night, but gray condoms. Training worldwide now.
Are they indie wrestlers as well?
Yeah, those have to be like indie wrestlers.
That's funny
as
hell.
That's what I figured.
But Shannon, did you have anything else?
No, that's the only thing. I love Ryback. I like him. I think he can go somewhere. I just think that they got to get him in here with somebody who can check him and say, look, you don't have to use so much power, especially on guys that's a third of your size.
Gotcha. Next person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rose gonna last. So go ahead.
Whoever can go, have the floor.
Yeah, Raw was good. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give it an 8.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to expect, the whole Vince McMahon, I'm gonna fire you. We all kind of expected it, But I appreciate it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to start Raw up in one go.
Oh.
Who's going?
Maurice, you want to go?
Yeah. I'm going to sum Raw up in one word. Knockout. Because basically that is what it was. Knockout.
Did you call it out? Wait, did you call it a meltdown?
No, I said knockout, dude.
No. Honestly, I wasn't being funny. No, I was trying to figure out what did you say, Maurice?
I said knockout.
Oh, knockout. Oh, I thought you said meltdown. I'm sorry.
No, use the Chris Tucker voice for a minute.
Oh no, meltdown would be what Laurinaitis would be feeling right now.
Because I thought she was talking about that Pacquiao and that splinter looking motherfucker that he fought on Saturday.
No, don't even talk about that.
But we'll talk about that a little later. All right. So this is my little insight on Raw tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was hilarious. Let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will probably give it an 8 as well. I didn't have no problem with it. I really didn't have a problem with it. There's one thing that I did see that I haven't seen on Raw in a long time, and that was ruthless aggression. In one match or another, it was like pure brutality, especially with the Kofi Kingston versus Big Show. That was just like uncalled for. That was like a Rodney King beatdown. And by the way, I wasn't being disrespectful when I said that, but how the Coon in Paradise, how he got his ass whooped like that. It was just ridiculous. Stop laughing. I'm dead serious about this. And you know what? On top of that, he did a beautiful Trouble in Paradise to Big Show, even though it didn't work, but still.
But after you said Coon in Paradise, you didn't say you weren't being disrespectful.
Well, I would say, and by the way, Coon with a K. No, I'm dead serious. It's like, Kofi can do it in the ring. It's just the thing was he couldn't do it in the cage. He was just a Coon that was just trapped in the cage. That just was getting thrown around.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you what that match looked like. If you saw the Avengers and you saw when Hulk took Loki.
Shut up, Shannon. You want pussy? You know what? I'll go a step further with you. Have anybody seen Oz?
Yeah.
Exactly. It looked like that Kofi was getting punked like a bitch in a cage, or more so in a jail cell. Straight up. It was just bogus. It was bogus. I was like, damn. I was seeing 2 minutes of this match. I'm like, oh, shit. Damn, man. Because I know he was hurt. And you know what? You know what was even worse? R-Truth got punched the fuck out. I felt that from all the way in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53200.
You see why I said today's show was a knockout.
It was
like Truth got laid out.
Damn.
It was a knockout
like,
from
Truth
hell,
was like,
straight up.
Big Show, go and get Big Show. Like, get on the floor. Knock his out.
I I was rolling because I was like, I read Chris's reaction like when he posted it. I was like, yep, I can see Chris going off on this one because
because he got dude. Like I was like, ouch. I'm like, wow. I didn't even see it coming because all I seen was R-Truth was sitting there talking to his little friend, which is like a black man talking to an invisible, just talking to thin air. Still didn't look right. But then, like, out of the blue, he said that the Big Show was going to get pop. I'm like, oh, shit.
They had to figure out a way to explain getting him out.
Now, remind you, while this was happening, I was flipping pork chops on the stove. So
flipping pork chops now, trending.
Man, I almost burnt the damn pork chops because I saw that damn punch. I'm like, ooh wee. Somebody did just get guy. It was wow.
He pork chops. No, that don't sound right. Never mind.
Shut up, Brandon.
By the way, there was something now. Wait, when did they announce that the 4-way was an elimination match? Because I was like, wait a minute. I see Christian. I see Ziggler. I see, and I was like, wait a minute, where the hell did Khali go?
Khali was basically interference, of course.
Yeah.
He was interference.
He couldn't do it because he was in a.
Now you already know they're not gonna give it to Swagger.
No,
and they don't even remember him being world champion at all.
Do we want to remember Swagger as world champion? Really?
Not at all.
No.
Not on dude.
Do we don't have talent?
Like, do we really want to, like, go back? Is that one of those champions that we have to be ashamed of, where we shaking our head like, damn?
Yeah. Honestly, like, Swagger is like one of them types where I just, like, I shake my head in shame. Like, oh, my God, like, how the hell did you become a champion? You talk like Sylvester.
And you look like what's his name? I think it's like the dude that beats and butthead. Somebody called him Bitch Swagger on Facebook.
No, and remember, you gotta use the tongue too. Swagger.
I'm sorry.
Swagger.
Wait. Cody Rhodes.
All American Jack. Swag.
Why are you talking like a slow child? That ain't cool.
No, that's how we talk.
We weren't trying to be disrespectful, everybody.
You was being disrespectful, talking like a slow child. That only just use his tongue, not his teeth. Sound out the word, son.
He talks like a slow child, and people call him Big Swagger, so he's already getting disrespected.
I'm serious, Brandon. You couldn't be my teacher, bro. Straight up. You be sitting up there. I need you to sound it out, not like.
Sorry, jokes aside, I apologize.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Because you're gonna say no, because you're gonna say something disrespectful in the next 5 minutes. I bet you. As a matter of fact, when I talk about this,
you want to take me up on that bet?
Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Go ahead.
Wait, I got an even better bet.
Wait a minute, hold on. I want to get in on this one.
Go ahead.
Wait. I got a better bet. I guarantee, Brandon, you will not go the rest of this conversation without saying something disrespectful the rest of this chat. I swear. I guarantee you will do it.
This feels like deja vu. Hey, Chris,
so that means
to use the phone.
So that means we got 30 minutes, bro. So
all right.
I'm gonna be counting down. What more? You say you want to say something?
Yeah. Hold on. I wanted to get Brandon on that one for a second. Brandon, any discussion you now have went the same route as the People Power scooter.
That's sad.
Wow.
I have nothing to say about that one, so I'm going to leave that one alone.
Moving right along.
Right, moving along. Yeah, moving along like Roadrunner.
You're going to say what you're going to say.
Speaking of People Power, now, I already don't like Big Johnny H as it is because this man he's notorious for fucking up his lines. But how in the fuck are you not going to understand that the 100
episodes don't mess up lines like him?
But this was coonery. Straight up. This was you can't get no better than this. This man forgot he forgot
He called
it was supposed to be 3 zeros
of Raw.
But it was 3 zeros, not 100, but it was 1,000. Now how the fuck you not gonna they got like plaster all over the wall. I mean the truck, the concession stand. I mean how in the hell you gonna miss a fucking line that says 100 episodes? You telling me that Raw just came on?
You know it's a dude behind the camera with a cue card. He didn't even read that mug.
Look, I wouldn't even have to read a cue card and the shit comes up on it clear as day. How the hell you
sort of like when he said he signed the Big Show on Saturday? Is it sort of like that, by any chance?
Yep. Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, I think it is.
But we have to remember Johnny Ace ain't no on TV dude because he just started popping up on TV, so you know he's
been on TV for a day.
He's been there since champion last year.
Sean, I'm gonna have to really fight you on that one. That man has been on TV for almost a fucking year. You telling me this man don't know the difference between 100 and 1,000?
I'm sorry, he should have caught on by now. I'm sorry, there's only but so much time it takes, to get the damn swing of things. Like, really?
Yeah, he need to lay off of that vodka that he was drinking last night, straight up, because his eyes was wandering like back and forth.
Either that, and then not to mention, like, Lord knows
with David
how many times
coffee.
Punk's run. Yeah, he's probably took some of that too. But anyway, yeah, Laurinaitis has been on camera like well before a year because if we all remember how many times Punk has burned him with them damn Dynamic Dudes promos.
Right.
Them pipe bombs was just like vicious. Like they was like, wow. It was like your like wrestling story is just like as worse as Goldust's bizarre persona in the WWE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Wow. Let's put it this way.
Hold
on, I will put it this way.
Or the big fat oily guy in the song.
Well,
are you talking about? Wait a minute. What'd you say?
He likes wearing thongs.
Think about things that are so wrong,
Okay, because you kind of
know
like
what? Disregard that tape. Forget I brought that up because you're not going to want to think about it.
Four minutes into the bet.
That was strike one, Brandon. That was strike one.
Yeah, hold on, Chris. Can I summarize Laurinaitis' whole thing? And like one thing that the saddest thing that John Laurinaitis was known for before coming to WWE was coming out to the fat boys riding a skateboard wearing neon orange shorts and like basically getting his ass whipped by Jim Cornette.
And by the way, I'm gonna add on what Maurice just said. That's pretty much an epic fail of the Beach Boys. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh, and not to mention having Shane Douglas for a tag team partner.
He up there with what's his name, Shane Douglas. That's hilarious. That's another epic fail. But let's go on to I think we should like really talk about this because I think he is a major threat to Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
I think that Dolph Ziggler is going to be the world champion this Sunday. Nope.
I hope he is. That's 20 points to me, baby.
I really don't care about your Walmart points, Miss Lady. I'm just saying. And by the way, I wasn't being disrespectful. We just branded you last night because you always come to L and always saying, "Hey, L, can I get my points?"
That was worse than White and Harrison last night, freaking begging for fucking points for stage.
Look, I don't want to hear anything about you and Harrison under the sheets last night. I wasn't there. Because first of all, I wasn't there. I wasn't there last night, so that doesn't count.
Liar, pants on fire.
You said you lying.
And we just want to hold on. A little promotional note here, everybody.
Are y'all still
Oh, by the way, y'all, I wasn't being serious on that one, but it but as far as the Walmart shit go, yes, that's her. Yes, she always wants something for free.
Whatever.
Hey, hold on, dog. Hey. Bro, I'm going to need you to lay off of Walmart.
Oh, because you worked at Walmart? That's why? Okay.
No, I'm going to need you to lay off Walmart because that's where I shop. Ain't nothing wrong with Walmart.
What you mean? No, nigga,
dog.
that's where you shop, that's where you shit at, that's where you piss at, that's where you fuck at.
Just because it ain't Target.
But anyway, let's just talk about Dolph Ziggler though. We ain't gonna talk about him and his his glory, his sunny days at Walmart. But anywho, Dolph Ziggler, this is like a perfect time for him because everybody been talking about Dolph Ziggler is this awesome talent or whatever, and he deserves to be world champion, and which I agree. So he should take this time because Alberto, he's injured. God knows when he's going to come back. Randy Orton is gone. More than likely, he's probably not going to come back until close to SummerSlam. So now this is a golden opportunity for him to go straight to the main event and send a statement at least.
One thing I'll say about Ziggler is this: if he was already a member of SmackDown, I would agree with you. But the fact, even though they like to have people come on both shows, the fact that he's still on Raw I don't think he's going to win it this time. But if he doesn't win it this time, I'm saying it right now, I think he will win Money in the Bank. If he's in the Money in the Bank ladder match for Raw with SmackDown, I'm picking it. As a matter of fact, I'll go a step further and say Ziggler will win Raw. Ziggler will win Raw. Barrett wins SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been saying.
That's if neither one of them gets drafted.
Yeah, because the reason why. Because the reason why Brandon is right is because, first of all, they're lacking stars. Second, stars are injured. Third, there's nobody as better or probably not even on Dolph Ziggler's level right now as far as being the main event. You can't say Kofi. You can't say R-Truth. You can't even say Jack Swagger, which is his tag team partner. I'm like, who is better than Dolph Ziggler to be a world heavyweight champion?
I will say this. Like I said, him winning a Money in the Bank, that's another reason why, and maybe even the main reason why, I don't think he's winning this Sunday. Because they're probably going to save it for Money in the Bank, obviously. Unless he gets drafted on the same brand as Barrett, because then I think Barrett is going to win it. Because if you remember, at WrestleMania 28, they were originally supposed to have Money in the Bank there, but Barrett got injured, and that's why they pulled the match. So I'm thinking Barrett comes back, he'll get it, whatever brand he's on. If Ziggler is on a different brand, he'll win that one. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, the only problem I have with Ziggler winning, and trust me, I would love for him to win. The only problem I have with him winning is him only winning and then being a transitional champion until Barrett comes or whatever. If they're going to give him the belt, they need to give him the belt and let's see what he can do. Can he bring in that money? Can he put the butts in his seat? If he can, then keep it on him. But don't give him the belt to say, all right, well, we're going to do this until August with Barrett. I love Barrett too. But don't do it just to say, okay, until Barrett comes back or whatever, then we're going to take it off because that's not fair. It really is.
That's not.
Go ahead.
That's not necessarily to say that it's like when Christian got the belt, like it's those shut-up reigns that you guys talked about months ago. It's not necessarily like that, but it's like if knowing them, they might have him hold the belt. It's like, okay, it's like he's basically just renting the belt until someone else wins it from him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see.
But you know what? I think Dolph Ziggler, he got too much time to have a shut-up reign, quote unquote, because Dolph Ziggler has done it in the ring. I mean, he last year he really opened my eyes and said, oh my God, this man is going to be a big ass star. But for some apparent reason, they keep holding him back. Now, this is what I see on eWrestling News. It was an article I saw, which was very interesting. Probably would make sense too. Linda McMahon that's running for Senate again. Apparently, because she's running for Senate again, it's kind of killing some pushes right now. Now, I don't know if that got something to do with it. If it does have something to do with that, then I think that it's fucking stupid. And I think what Linda needs to do is, just stay away from the WWE and stop trying to have us support her. I say we're wrestling fans. We're not in the political agenda or what have you, or whatever. And that's what Vince needs to stop doing. He's basically playing this picture that, okay, well, we're trying to stop bullying. I said, first of all, if you talk about you trying to stop bullying, then why are you having Big Show beat the fuck out of Kofi Kingston?
Why are you having Jerry Lawler make fun of his girl all the time? Everything else.
I mean, that's kind of like contradiction. I mean, I'm seeing these damn kids, and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you fucking serious? I said, you brainwashing these shit talk about how do you stop bullying? What, by whooping somebody's ass?
But I mean that's, no. I don't see that as bullying. Like when you guys say that, I don't see it as bullying. I don't. Like it's the WWE. So when they say the BSR, like I don't see it in the same light that they're contradicting the program, because that's what that's the program. That's what they do. You always see big guys against little guys and whatever have you.
No, I mean
the whole BSR campaign is a total separate matter. Now, the only thing you do have a point, yeah, when Linda runs, yes, they do start dumbing the damn storylines even further down than what they already do, which I hate. So there has to be some type of balance to a way to not dumb down the product but still push her so she can hopefully get the damn Senate seat finally and stop running, damn it.
But Shannon, if somebody's like taller than you and they know they got advantage over you, wouldn't you call that kind of like bullying? I mean, that's like Big Show bullying Rey Mysterio.
But that's wait. Here's one prime example of bullying. You remember that kid from England? That big kid was bullying that little kid, and it was on like all over World Star and Facebook and stuff like that. That's pretty much like Coffee versus the Big Show.
No. I'm sorry, I don't know, because that's the way it's always been in the WWE. You've always seen a big guy against a little guy. Andre the Giant against Hulk Hogan.
I'm not saying that's bullying.
No. But yeah, but that was like,
why not?
That was
the same thing. Wait.
That was.
Let her continue. Let her continue. Go ahead.
Stop. How can you not say that's not bullying? Yokozuna against Bret Hart. He freaking manhandled him in that ring when he first. That's not bullying. If you're comparing it to Big Show against Kofi, it's the same thing. It's just a different time. Big Show may not be 700 and some odd pounds, but compared to Kofi, it's the same thing. It's just the way the business is. You're always going to have big guys against little guys. Now that they've started to let the little guys make it up against the big guys, they don't. There is no more. There is no more weight system where they keep the little guys only against little guys and big guys against big guys. Now they mix it up, so you can't say it's bullying.
And to add on to what Shannon said, they don't have that many giants in the WWE, do they? They can't have them face off against Khali or somebody every week. And if we're going by the same bullying logic, did Del Rio not just beat Khali this past Friday? So that kind of shows how people relatively normal size like Del Rio, if they know what they're doing, they can beat a giant like Del Rio did Khali past Friday.
Well, basically, you know what? Sometimes in the WWE storylines, they try to, put this little bullying scenario, or whatever, and they try to teach kids how to overcome or whatever. I mean, they do that sometimes in their storylines, or whatever. I mean, I do see in between the lines, I'm like, is this like a bully little shout out or some shit? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Is that the whole thing is with that, the whole anti-bully thing, it does not fit in the WWE whatsoever. I mean, yeah, they're going to do it to get publicity or however, or even just, just make amends just saying, bullying is wrong. And it's all in charity work and everything else, everything like that is just basically politics talking, and that's it. Yeah, bullying is wrong, but just like Shannon said, you got a big guy going against a small guy. That's bullying. But all of it right now is just based on politics, running the WWE as usual.
Okay. So, what do y'all think of the Triple H situation? Do you think, because Paul Heyman and I guess Paul Heyman went on his Twitter page and he was teasing that him and Brock Lesnar is going to make a grand return or whatever. Do you even think that this is even worth it, of them fighting at SummerSlam?
Honestly, it's way past done. It's done, because Brock pretty much fucked it up when he showed up at UFC.
And Vince is pissed. And if they do fight, Triple H is apparently going to win. So
I think it's stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it'll be a good match for SummerSlam, but you know, like you said, Brock basically messed it up.
Probably.
So where should the WWE go from here? You know, like Brock Lesnar, like return is like literally a failure, like literally. So I mean, like where do they go from here? I mean, we already know what the outcome is going to be if Brock Lesnar fights Triple H. More likely, Triple H is going to win. So
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad on Brock if he would have just stuck to one sport instead of he's trying to go. Remember, he quit WWE to go to play for the Vikings. That didn't work out. Then he went to UFC. Then he's trying to come back. It's like, with me, it's like stick to one damn thing. You know, don't try to go to multiple sports avenues. Like cruising up, The Rock quit, went to Hollywood. That's different. That's not sports. That's, you know, making movies. You know, he needs to stick to one. Like he needs to stick to one sport instead of trying to dominate. Instead of trying to be like Deion Sanders, you know, playing football and baseball. You can't do that shit. It don't work.
It don't work. Brock Lesnar is just like a little kid that's trapped in a muscle body that just don't know, just starving for attention. I'm dead serious, because now I'm at the point now I'm getting tired of Brock Lesnar now. I really am.
Yeah, he really became like a attention whore.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's worse than Brett Favre. I mean, seriously, I want attention. Here, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's one thing, and maybe I'm the only one who saw this.
I'm tired of you saying that too. I'm so tired of you talking about you just a fish in a pond.
No, that's not what I said. I said maybe I'm the only one who saw this. You know, I'm the only one who read it. Read it
and
online.
you're the only one in Walmart too. But I still love you.
All right, shut up.
He's being disrespectful now.
Go ahead, Shannon.
What was I about to say? No, but I saw in the dirt sheets that when Paul Heyman made his debut back, that's when I saw it. They said this is all a part of the storyline right now with him leaving and not being on TV, because they said he signed a 1-year deal. He only agreed to so many dates in that 1 year. You figure in his first month, he did, 4 dates, which I don't think they planned on doing straight out the gate. So what I heard was, to slow it down, they got this whole lawsuit thing going on to stretch it out for his date so he doesn't have to be on TV and Paul can kind of be his mouthpiece in the meantime. I don't think he's trying to be as difficult as people are saying. Now, granted, I know other dirt sheets are saying he's being a prima donna, Vince is upset, whatever. I don't think it's what – now, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, hey. But I don't think it's what people are saying as far as him being a prima donna and trying to go back to UFC or whatever have you. Granted, he may have had a meeting with Dana White. Who knows what that meeting was about? I don't think he was trying to go back to UFC because, to be honest, I don't think he can really perform like he did in the UFC. But I think the whole lawsuit thing of him quitting and stuff, I think that's all a part of the storyline, to be quite honest. I think
most likely is, and I don't think. And most likely is, and I don't think Cain Velasquez done beat that many brain cells out of Brock Lesnar that badly. That hell, Heyman's a smart guy. He knows how to work. I'll tell you what. Anything that Brock might have done on his own, Paulie's gonna cancel it out right there, because it's like, no. You work it with this way, and then it's like, now you can keep the story fresh. You don't make Lesnar look like a bitch, and then you still like keep people interested on Triple H.
Well, to be really honest with you, Maurice, it's like people are like really uninterested in Brock Lesnar right now.
true.
Seriously. You know, like if you ask people like, okay, do you want Brock Lesnar to stay in the WWE even though he did so-called go to, you know, the UFC and had that little meeting or whatever with Diana White or some shit? I mean, because like I said, when you go back and forth in companies and you are notorious for doing this shit, people get sick and tired of that shit.
Bingo, thank you.
Here's another thing about that meeting. Whatever they were meeting about, if you remember, it also said that meeting did not go over very well either. So Rock may have also been in some deep with Dana White as well from the meeting they had apparently.
And it was deep because I mean, he said even Dana White said he doesn't want to do anything with WWE. You know, you're taking money off our plate.
Right. I mean, how you expect the meeting to go? I mean, of course it wasn't going to go well. I mean, I want to know. I can't really say, you know, okay, this was Brock Lesnar's fault, this was UFC fault, but he did go over to their territory and said that I want to sit in the front row. You know, and he a grown ass man. He can do whatever the fuck he want. But like I said, I have to question his motives. Like, first of all, why you was even over there? You know you in a contract with the WWE. So whatever you trying to do with the UFC, it's not gonna work.
If you're
and
in
another
WWE,
and another thing about it is that makes Brock look so bad is that he quit during like a fight that he lost. It ain't like, okay, you know, I won, you know, I'm gonna retire on top. No, he literally quit because he lost. That's why he quit UFC. He lost because he lost to who did he lose to? I think he lost to. No, it wasn't Crane.
Oh,
it wasn't Crane, but lost to. No, I think it was Dos Santos. Yes, he lost to Dos Santos. Literally got his ass fucking whooped, and he just said, "I quit." You know, it wasn't okay. Let me take a couple of weeks off, or you know, because they get time off. They get like 6-9 months in between fights.
Mm-hmm.
So he had time to reheal, come back from that loss. But he like, no, you know, I lost too many times. It's time to stop. No, I watched UFC for years. There's guys that lost that went on 2-3 years losing spree. They didn't say, oh, okay, let me go quit and go find something else to go do that I could dominate, or let me try to go make money elsewhere. No, they get their ass back in the ring. They lose. They come back even stronger.
Even Chuck Liddell was losing his last few fights or so like that, but he didn't quit after one loss, did he?
Right. No.
Like that.
He stuck with it, and that's what you got to do. That's what Brock has to learn. He has to learn when the guns get tough. Don't get going. No, you need to come back and get tougher.
Don't go get going.
When the going gets tough, the tough gets stronger.
Going, but in his case, right. He said the tough gets going. You know, like literally, he just, you know, he left. He keeps going.
Yeah.
You know, that's what quitters does. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
side note, real quick.
I would go so far as saying that I respect Brock Lesnar. I respect his wrestling ability, his fighting ability, but as far as his mental ability, not on duty, not at all.
But then, look though, when the Lakers dominate for 3 years, and Kobe got 5 rings, did Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, or Kevin Garnett, did any of them quit?
They worked their asses off.
They kept trying to win rings, and they kept going back to the conference semifinals year after year after year.
Thank you.
Did LeBron quit with all of his years in Cleveland? No, after all of his
he did quit. He quit.
We not gonna get on LeBron, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna leave that one alone because that's also another touchy subject.
I do want to add something real quick. Hold on. I do want to go to a real subject here. All right. Well, with Vader returning tonight, I gotta ask, who else from past Raws would y'all like to see come back?
Nobody.
Scott Hall, but that won't happen.
That won't happen. I like to see X, but that won't happen.
The whole Vader thing was a surprise, though. He'll be there.
Vader was owning. He was owning Heath Slater, although it's Heath Slater.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something about the chick from Wendy's. I'm so tired of him using that damn, the one man rock band. I said the one
man rock band.
Pipe down. Pipe down.
It
ain't even all that serious. But no, seriously. I do not know. He really does need his future endeavors. If there's anybody needs to leave, it would be him. Seriously. Heath Slater has no purpose.
I think he's got talent. It's just he's in the jobber role right now. Like Tyson Kidd.
It's kind of like
Tyson Kidd.
It's kind of like how they not. It's kind of like how they not using Drew McIntyre. Right? They're not using Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex. All those guys, even A-Rod, all those guys got. Alex Rodden, not A-Rod. That's a different story.
Yeah,
but all these guys got talent, but they're not putting them to use, and that goes back to
Primo and Epico.
Right, and that goes back to my previous point.
Actually, here's another thing about Primo and Epico. Have you noticed that they are still doing a tag team title match, and they're not even showing up on Raw anymore?
You don't remember
and did you also notice that they on them still them tired ass bites from 1970?
Who? Unico and Camacho.
Yeah,
so they never admitted who the anonymous general Raw manager was?
Not at all.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. What happened with Mr. Promoter? What happened with Mr. Promoter, man? I ain't seen him pop up in a hot minute.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see him either.
You know what? They said they might not even do that. They might. I heard that they might not even do the AW and stuff like that. They might
not be dropping that storyline.
Why? Is he that bad? Like
yes.
Is this another stop push?
Wow.
Is he that horrible?
Yes.
Sounds like
that close to making Mason Ryan relevant again.
That's sad.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but here's the thing about this WWE. Almost a thing. When you're getting more forgettable than Showtime Percy Watson, when you get as forgettable as that, then you know something wrong.
No, and Johnny Curtis, man, like they have all the promos for SmackDown and lose your debut match and then get bumped in NXT.
But here's the thing about WWE, they do these
more relevant than Ezekiel Jackson.
Hold on. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Go ahead, Sean.
Wow.
Go ahead, Sean.
My thing is with WWE, they got all these superstars and they got all these storylines and they scramble. They misusing superstars wrong, like Drew McIntyre, Tyson Kidd, people that's boozing with talent and they just fucking up, basically.
Especially when they had a 3-hour show and they rather spend McMahon dancing with the Funkadactyls than give him some quality matches.
And one thing I didn't get, why was there so many damn backstage segments? That was too many backstage segments tonight.
Time filler.
It was really all about. It really was all about Vince. You know what I'm saying? Look at what the purpose was for. They try to boost up the ratings. They're trying to boost up the ratings. So Vince, he wanted everything to be on him, everything circled around him. But I'm telling you, as soon as we see those ratings, which some people don't give a fuck about anyway, but to me, I know, I sometimes I'll be curious about the ratings. Like, I wonder how did they do tonight. I don't think they did too good because it was just like the cage match. The cage match is like you could tell they were stalling. It's like because I was looking at it was like 9 o'clock. No. It was 8:55, and Big Show was still kicking Kofi around like a rag doll, and he was just going around the ring, making little detours or what. I mean, at first I thought he was just going around the block or some shit. I said, why he keep just walking around and shit and just I'm like, wow, okay.
I don't know. I think tonight I don't really pay attention to the ratings because it doesn't take a lot of factors into account, like people recording and DVR and stuff. But also, okay, this week you had the Stanley Cup Finals. They probably didn't do as well as they thought because the Stanley Cup Finals were going on, and it was the Devils against the LA whoever was playing.
Who won tonight? LA Kings, first ever Stanley Cup.
You don't give a fuck about hockey?
Oh yeah, bro. Man, hockey is the shit.
For real.
Man, who gives a damn about hitting a puck in a fence?
Yeah, you can do Chris. You would laugh if you watched tonight's game because a referee actually got cross-checked.
Hell
and,
yeah.
wound up getting his mouth
Man, if I want to
open.
see anybody get crushed, I just watch the NFL. How about that?
Okay.
Point taken.
James Harden going all up on Colt McCoy, stuff like that.
I brought up that point just to say that tonight was not a great night to look at the ratings, only because what they were going against. It's gonna be bad. The same way when the NBA playoffs was happening or whatever, it was gonna be bad because everybody was tuned into that. So it's gonna take some time. Probably once they really do hit 3 hours on the 23rd, and you're not in a major playoff season, then you'll get to see what's going on.
I just think that the 3 hours, and I said this on countless shows that we have done, I think this is a mistake. I just think the 3 hours is a mistake.
Well, Chris, go back to what did I say Saturday at the end? What did I say at the end of Saturday's show? Remember what happened to Nitro.
Exactly. Very good.
That's
and Chris, you even use my word, a flop. It's gonna flop, and like ratings wise, it's gonna flop.
This right here that they doing, they turning a pay-per-view, like a pay-per-view length of time into something that's just not necessary. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want in 2 hours. Why do you need 3 hours for?
And look, and tomorrow night they gotta come back around to do the same damn thing. Because remember, SmackDown is recorded on Tuesday, so the people that you seen tonight, you're gonna see tomorrow night, which is technically Friday, or if you watch SmackDown. So
they broadcast it on Friday.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think about that shit. So that means they gotta do 3 hours here, then they gotta fly out, and then they gotta do.
So 5 hours pretty much.
And turn around, and and if they probably do house shows in between there, then turn around, gotta go wherever they gotta be.
And not forget NXT and Superstars. They gotta shoot that in playing time.
Right. Then they gotta then you got Sundays, which is a 3 hour show.
Come on now. After Sunday, they got Monday, which points out to the fact that a lot of their top stars are out right now. Del Rio's got the concussion. R-Truth's got the broken foot. Barrett has not been seen since
and
March.
now a broken jaw, courtesy of Big Show, probably tonight.
Yep, probably. Kofi.
So they got all of these factors, and I just wonder how in the fuck all of this shit is going to work.
They'll figure it out.
Honestly,
how much stress the creative writers have, man.
That's where the ratings are going to go right there.
I mean, but B-Dub, I agree with you when you just said what you just said. Like, this is really going to be stressed out, on the writer's behalf. But at the same time, we have to look back at who's responsible for all this bullshit, all this anarchy or whatever, and that's Vince. And then, like I say, it goes with age as well. He think that these wrestlers ain't nothing but machines, and you know what I'm saying. And
the fans can't remember anything that they did in the past unless WWE reminds them.
Exactly. But see, what's going to remind them is if a wrestler is broken like Humpty Dumpty, then how in the hell your show is going to function? And you got all these wrestlers that's on the shelf.
And you know what? And you know what, though? And you know what? And they can learn from a prime example. I say this all the time. They can learn from what happened to Edge. They can use that as a prime example to why you need to stop having these 3 hour shows with pay-per-views and all this other shit, and record SmackDown on Tuesday. And the people that wrestled the same night on Monday got to turn around and do it again on Tuesday. Edge is the prime example of why.
They are really killing the business. They are really killing the business, especially 3 hour shows and then pay-per-views.
Ed, I don't know. You can't blame. Granted, I'm the first one to say that the guys need time off. And when I say they need time off, I mean they just need to rotate their guys. I think they can pull off a 3 hour show if they rotate their guys more and give some of the main star guys time off a little bit more. But
Shannon, you already know that's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen.
But Ed's injury is a long. Edge's injury is a long-standing injury. He got injured how many years ago? So naturally, it's no different than Austin.
Neck injury.
I know that. I'm just saying that it was so long ago that over years it just built up, and that's the issue that happened, that he continued to go. It's not that the schedule did it. It's just the fact that the bumps he took, no matter if he had a damn once-a-month schedule, the type of bumps that Edge took is what took him out, not necessarily the schedule. Because
but Cena's going on that. But Cena's going that right. He's going on the same road as Edge too.
Here's another thing that I would say about Edge. If you guys remember all the TLC matches that Edge was in, if you guys remember, I don't know if you saw his interview on Off the Record and whatnot, that Canadian interview show that he was on years back. You know, with all the bumps that he'd already taken after the TLC matches he'd been in the early 2000s and all the latter matches he was in, and he specifically said on that interview, and I think it was 2004, so he said it, he straight up said he will not do another TLC match. I don't know what they did to convince him, but then he was in another good number of ladder matches after that. You think about this. He also, not only with his broken neck, he had a torn pectoral, he had a torn pectoral muscle, a torn
Achilles.
Yep, torn Achilles. He's had steel rods inserted in all of his teeth. He's torn his groin.
Shoulder injuries.
He had groin injury. He had everything under the sun.
He ruptured it.
Yep.
Man, a lot of injuries could have been career-ending injuries, but you know he kept trying to toughen it out to come back.
And that's why I respect about Edge. I never really had a problem with Edge because Edge was like multi-talented. So he always tried to get in the ring. I mean, he was like one of them wrestlers in the Attitude Era that just blew up.
One of them solid workhorses, man.
Right, that you would like never ever will forget. You know what I'm saying?
Whether it was WrestleMania 17 with the 20-foot spear off the ladder, whether it was
sick.
WrestleMania 27, him getting taken out by Jeff Hardy, whether it was WrestleMania 22 and what was arguably one of the most shocking moments in WWE history, the spear through the flaming table on Mick Foley, beating Mick Foley at his own game, a hardcore match.
Boring.
Or him winning the first ever Money in the Bank. Let's not forget that.
That's crazy.
But it goes to show that, like, even though, TNA may not be the best show around, but they give their guys, time to recuperate. A long time to recuperate.
Well, speaking of TNA...
Because they let them alternate, because maybe one show is about them, the next show is about somebody else, Then you get back, it's almost like a soap opera, you don't show them every day.
Right, so they're giving their main stars time to to go for the long length of time that they would, that's what I like,
But at the same time, remember the show used to tape like 4 shows in 1 week, and then they just let it spread out.
Yeah.
So speaking of TNA, because we're kind of running out of time, but we're going to close this with TNA. What did y'all think about Slammiversary for those that watched it last night?
I liked it. It was good.
It was good.
Entertaining.
What did y'all like about it?
The fact
I like besides Christian, I like how Christian came out and pointed at 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like, the last time I looked, this had six sides. That shit was funny. Hilarious.
Like his ass didn't want to be there. He was like,
up here like he said he felt it. You could feel it in his body language. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm up here making money. What the fuck am I doing?
Well, you could really tell that he was like a big fish in a small pond kind of, because he's like, I'm, technically I'm in like the NBA and I got to come over and make an appearance at the D League. What the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck am I doing here? He's like, I'm supposed to be here. And he's like, and the guy that y'all, wanted to show at the WWE, he's not even in the dinner, not even in the company no more, Ric Flair.
Where is Ric Flair? You know what? I think he's going to show up at that 1,000 episode, too.
He probably will.
On the verge of coming back, so.
Some people said he may be close to getting a Legends deal or whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I heard. He's going for the Legends
deal.
But you know what? If they do get Ric Flair in the WWE, that could be beneficial to Dolph Ziggler. Because if there's any wrestler that does need a big push to the main event status and need like that guidance, and I'm not talking about Rose's girlfriend, not Eddie Guerrero, but I mean Vicky Guerrero. I mean, because he needs some other form of guidance, like, you know what I'm saying, how to
somebody that's in the ring that needs to have the experience. Yeah,
right.
You do, though.
Right. But
other than that, I mean, psychology gauge the crowd, you know.
Right. But I think Slammiversary was pretty good last night. I mean, I didn't have no issues with it, you know.
I was proud for TNA. I was proud
for
TNA. I'm very proud for TNA. Last night was actually very good. I can't complain.
Yeah.
I can.
And why is that, Miss Walmart?
Shut up, Chris.
That's what it was.
My biggest gripe with TNA was the way they did the Sting Hall of Fame. Yay, he's the first one going in. I'm sorry. You either should have did that at the beginning.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I thought AJ, pretty much your workhorse. He could have been the first person.
And then you sit there and you give it to and Sting wasn't even nowhere to be found when TNA first was built. I mean, why would you give it to
because he's a
this man that been in wow.
You know what?
Jeff Jarrett should have been the first one.
But honestly though, Sting wasn't even close to coming into TNA. He really didn't want to come to TNA in the first place. Really, I read that somewhere.
You know what? To be honest, now that I literally just think about it, you know why they made Sting it? So they can do it before WWE. That's why.
But honestly, though, do you think anybody's going to give a fuck about TNA's like?
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's only like 11 years old.
I will agree that it's 10 years too early. They need to have some more years before opening the Hall of Fame. I will agree that it is too early.
I mean, because honestly, if this is like a race to get like, Sting in the Hall of Fame, like really, with all due respect to Sting, like who gives a fuck? I mean, really.
Jeff Jarrett, or AJ.
Or even Jeff Jarrett, for that matter. I think they could have put him in.
If anything, even though Sting never wrestled in the WWE, all his matches were technically in WCW. All his main matches, good matches, were in WCW. So technically, and WWE owned the rights to that. So technically, he should have been in WWE Hall of Fame more, if anything.
They put in
and the reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame in the WWE now because he refuses to go to the WWE. I was talking to my friend about this today.
Not true.
Sting is scared to go to the WWE.
He's interested in going. I will say that. It's not that he's 100% don't want to go. He's interested in it, but they never worked anything out. I don't think.
The reason why
he don't want revenge.
No,
Let me straighten this out one time. What you got, Shane?
Go ahead. Yeah, one time.
For the WrestleMania, for the last year's WrestleMania, he said how it was in an interview. He said, how close were you actually going to WWE? And he revealed that they was going to have him wrestle the Undertaker, but the money wasn't right. He said it was very, 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 very close to going to the WWE.
TNA was basically able to one-up WWE. He said it in a way that he didn't say money, but he said a need was always met with TNA. Basically saying he went to TNA and said, look, this is what they're offering me. If you can't match it, I'm going. TNA gave it to him. He's done it 3 times, he said. There's been 3 or 4 occasions he said he's been very close. But TNA was always able to match that money, which means that WWE isn't quite throwing the money they need to just say, come over here.
Okay, but you can pull $1 million for Brock Lesnar that only shows up like what, 4 times?
Wait. I could tell you where the money come from TNA. I could tell you that shit.
Shit from where? Powwow Casino?
No. Dixie may own the company or whatever, but her father and Spike paid the company. Her father pays the top guys. Spike pays the middle people. And her father is actually richer than Vince McMahon.
Because he owns some type of
So let me get this right. So he's richer than Vince McMahon, but then So he's richer than Vince McMahon, but then his product is like bullshit.
Yes, he's richer than Vince McMahon. He owns like some type of electric company or oil and something like that. It's like some type of Panda.
From Panda Energy, by the way, couldn't they?
It's Panda Energy.
Owns a share?
Yeah.
Some Panda Industry, something Panda Industry that's either in Japan or something like that, or something in the United States. There's a couple of areas here in the United States where Dixie's father owns, and that's where the money, like you said, that's where the money comes from. And TNA is oozing with money, and that's how they're able to keep Sting. You know, and once again,
you guys think they're paying Hogan too much, by the way?
In an older show that, you know, the business is all about money, has always been about money, which is very true. And so that's why Sting said, you know, I'm not going to go to WWE, but if he does, you know, who knows? The ratings go up, or if Sting doesn't.
It is about money.
But also though, Sting don't have to do Sting don't have to do house shows. That's one thing I know off back. Sting doesn't have to do house shows in TNA. He doesn't do not one house show.
That's true. Because even back in WCW, he may have done maybe 2 or 3 house shows if going leading to the pay-per-view, but he, like you said, he don't do house shows. That's one thing he'll never do. And I know this because he was supposed to main event in a house show and he wasn't there. Because he said he would never do a house show.
But was that when he was, because is that when that house show was when he got more into pills and he was just not in his right mind? That he didn't do that house show?
He never did house shows in TNA. He never.
I'm not talking about TNA. I'm talking about I'm not talking about TNA. I'm talking about WCW.
WCW, I don't know that about.
WCW, he always said them.
The one thing about what you said about it's always about money, that it's always been very true. If you remember, that is the reason why Gail Kim originally left TNA, went back to WWE, but because she wanted, if I'm not mistaken, she wanted a pay raise in TNA, which I'm not so sure it wasn't deserved.
Oh, I know what they get it. I know what they get in TNA for the women's pay. Women's get about $300 per show. That's only if you show up. If you don't even wrestle, you don't get paid.
Wow. 300 per show?
No, I think they get $500 per show.
Yeah, like $400 to $500 per show.
That ain't shit.
Wow. Yeah, man. That's why they got second jobs and stuff.
Shit, damn, I make more than them.
If I'm not mistaken, like somebody said, like ODB was a bartender, and some of the others have other jobs as well. I think.
But Miss Tessmacher, she actually does she actually works in Hooters at Texas.
So she's got that covered, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. Right. She shake her ass to get a few change.
That's what she she'll do house shows for $3,000.
Yeah.
Mickey James.
So she shake a little ass and then she get her little $600 little check from TNA.
Yeah, I mean that's how they got to pick up second jobs then. That's how it is in TNA. I mean.
But then I gotta remember too. I gotta remember too. It's a basement. You know, it's a second basement. No, not a basement, but it's a first floor. The basement is Ring of Honor.
But it's fucked up though, because TNA give away their show for free. You could literally I forgot how you do it, but
the problem with that, they have to do it free because Universal doesn't allow the price admission thing, and they are in Universal.
Right.
That's why they can't do it. That's
right.
And that's part of the reason why I think they should do more of their shows on the road. Obviously, more than the ones they're already doing. But then again, I don't know. They could probably find some problem with having their shows live all the time.
Well, then they'd be doing the same thing WCW be doing, and they would still wind up giving away free tickets. Like if they left Universal, they'd be like, they'd be like, send Send Hunter out. See if they give a free ticket.
It depends, but it depends on where they go, though. It depends. You can't go everywhere. You got to kind of go where the wrestling states are hot. You can't just say, okay, I want to go
down south.
Right. But they went over to England. They had a good ass crowd over there, though.
Yeah, they did.
They need to do more. Yeah, and they went over to Japan and stuff. They got good ass crowds overseas. But it's like when they went to Tennessee, that crowd was horrible.
That's crazy.
Well,
Which was very surprising.
Remember how TNA was in Tennessee when they was first there, when they was at the Asylum.
And that was so disappointing, the crowd there, because that's when it all started, was in Nashville. Right. So many times.
That's crazy. But I thank y'all for coming on the show. We got to end it, you know. But thank you to my co-host Maurice, Ro, DJ, you know, too bad he didn't speak. Tragedy, B-Dub, and Sean. But tune in to and Shannon, yes, Miss Diva, a.k.a. Walmart, a.k.a. Paige, a.k.a.
I knew you said a.k.a. Walmart. I knew you put that. I was waiting at Walmart.
She is, you know what? She is like the only female that I know that wants like free points. Straight up.
Shut up. They weren't free. You said something and you heard the shit on the microphone.
Shut up. The last like 2 weeks, she might want free points too.
Well, you know, you don't want these problems. And you know what? I'm gonna give you another problem. You know them little Betty Crocker little points or whatever from them little, you know, chocolate cakes or whatever? I'm gonna give you one of them. You want some free fucking points? I'm gonna give you that.
Chris, you have to understand, bro. You at the top. We at the bottom, man.
What you mean? Wait.
You have fucking almost 1,100 freaking points.
You're like in the
first. That don't have nothing to do with me. I am not on duty because you guys are at the bottom and I am on the top. That does not matter. But what matters is the fact remains is she wants points. She wants free points. I'm gonna give her some damn free points.
Hold on.
She live in New Jersey. So what I'm gonna do is I just baked the cake last night. I got them little Betty Crocker little points. I'm gonna ship her that for her and her daughter, not on duty. You have a great night, folks. We are going to see you on next Sunday. We are not going to air WCC Radio are not going to air because due to the pay-per-view that's coming up, because that's like 3 shows in a row and not on duty. So you know what I'm saying, boy. No. So we are going to, but we will come back on Sunday. we gonna come back on Sunday. This Sunday coming up, so make sure you turn into the show. And then we'll be back. We'll be back this Monday coming up, so make sure that you pay attention.
Shout out to Chris for not putting a Vince McMahon and make us do 3 shows in a row. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to be no 3-hour shows, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm black, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, good night, y'all. We out.
Good night. See you on Sunday, show.